All right, boys. I'm married, and TikTok's dead or dying. What do you want to chat about? Is it gonna die? Is it not? Are they gonna do away with it until, or is Elon gonna have to pull a Hail Mary audible grand slam in the bottom of the ninth of the World Series?
I heard Elon wants to buy it. I heard Mr. Beast wants to buy it. And I heard some guy who's like a Christian conservative wants to buy it. And I'm like, give me Elon or give me Beast. I'd rather have Mr. Beast buy it. I think
Is
Mr.
he
Beast.
that rich?
Yes.
Damn.
Mr.
Didn't know
Beast. See, here you go, Mr. Google search guy. Look up this like net worth Mr. Beast. Thing is, though, he doesn't keep any of the money. He dumps it right back into his next fucking ridiculous scheme. He bought an island to do his Squid Games spoof like 3-4 years ago. Like $200 million. Just like, boop, here you go. We're going to do this thing now. Because his theory is that if he spends the right amount of money on the right idea, he will make double the money back on every idea.
Yeah, but he's not that rich. I thought he was like
Billions?
like you were putting like you. It was him and Elon, and I was like, oh, damn, he's that fucking rich.
I think he has enough
He's
money
not.
to buy like an American stakeholder share worth of.
Yeah, probably. His net worth is only $500 million. Only. But you know what I mean? Like, in the grand scheme of fucking the person he was compared to in this context, I was like, oh,
Sure,
okay.
yeah,
Right.
but no
Yeah.
one, you can't comprehend what Elon's worth. You
Yeah,
can't
but if you were
comprehend,
like Musk or Bezos, I'd be like, okay. Same fucking they call the same yacht makers. You know what I mean? They call
Sure.
that's a different national. Mr. Beast don't got that number.
No, but I would say that, but for the ethos, listen, the ethos of former Twitter, now X, I think Elon's the right guy for the job because there's a lot of fucking politics involved in that. TikTok, I think if it gets like bought by the right person, the ethos of it can be non-political. My thing with it is at this point, they've let it go for so long. What data doesn't China have that we're worried about them having at this juncture? Like, I would listen. I was on the fence with TikTok until you guys were like, I think we should really have it for the show. And I was like, fuck. If it's for the show, let's do it. Dude, I spend about 30 to 40 minutes a night in bed with the fucking, like, my lamp on to my side of my bed. Boop. Bump. Bump.
Dude,
Bump.
we give more information to the fucking our new oligarch overlords than like that are gonna do more to our day-to-day lives than fucking China is. And that company's not Chinese, it's Singaporean. It's different. But
That's what they say.
I mean, they are different countries. I think we do still adhere to there are borders, and we're like that's a country. But you know that's soon eroding. Soon enough, it could just be Asia
I think
to us.
I think the problem with TikTok that really is scary is Rogan did do a full-on like byline by byline read through of like what they get when you agree to their terms of service.
Yeah.
It's data on every computer, like that's on the same network, Wi-Fi network as the device that you're using. So like if I'm at home, everything on my Mac, my wife's phone, my phone, fucking kid's iPad, they're getting all that data. They get keystrokes. So when you like type your fucking passwords in,
Almost everything gets keystrokes, buddy.
yeah, they get all that though. But we don't.
Yeah, but we
Facebook
give
and-
that to Zuck and fucking and Elon. Like they're like the terms of service for like I guess what would we consider the three major like TikTok, Facebook, and fucking Twitter.
Yeah.
Like they're almost identical.
Yeah.
Minus the few, like not even minus like wholesale fucking areas, like just slightly different verbiage. Like we already fucked, bro. Like
I know.
I think
I
the
agree.
the bigger thing right now is like, well, why? It just seems pointless at this point. Like,
Hold on. I do have a question. And I read this that he doesn't necessarily need to buy TikTok in whole. He needs to buy a U.S. sector of it.
Yes.
So
they
what-
want it to run through a
what-
different server farm. They want it to like be filtered through an American server farm, essentially.
And but I keep saying TikTok like it's those who own TikTok would agree to this, or we don't know. We just have to offer them the amount of money, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, that's fine.
We'd have to, yeah, basically. They'd want all the data from those server farms. That would be in their terms of service. So they just want a middleman. We want to be the middleman for them. We want to be able to shut off, I guess, the trunk of the cable if shit goes down, I guess.
You know, when the populace starts revolting, they want to make sure we ain't communicating with each other.
Pretty much.
We already are spreading lots of information amongst each other that killed a fucking healthcare CEO. What's next is what they're saying. And fucking, they're like, you know what? Let's just cut that off.
But you know what, though? I would say of all the platforms out there, at least the way I've consumed TikTok seems to be the most innocent of all of them. I mean, it's dumb. It is a time suck. It is a vortex of... Like, Einstein would look at this thing and fucking create a new fucking tier of physics based on the space-time continuum of TikTok. Like, it is what it is, man. Like, in China, they don't see the same shit we see. They see all educational videos and, like, physical fitness videos, like feats of human achievement and intellectual achievement. That's all they see. They don't see the fucking the fucking tight shirt titty dances. They don't see fucking...
Are you saying you would like the government to curate your social media experience, Mark?
I just think whatever the curation is right now is fine. They argued this on the Capitol Hill the other day. They just don't want
to take it away from him.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's pretty much it. That's every argument I make right now is going to be bullshit to just say, just let me keep it. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't use it as much anymore, so I'm like, man. But we shouldn't be shutting shit down. Like, I feel like all of us should be like, why are you shutting something down that we share information on? Like, we should all, as a populace, no matter what side you're on, be like, hey, guys, this is an information sharing platform. That's kind of what social media is about.
That I feel like bullshit.
But it can be. Like, just because you watch fucking, like, you know, monkeys and dogs betting on each other at the fucking dog races, you know what I mean? Like, I get that shit too, but there are other people sharing information on there. Like, you could get sucked into your nice conservative crazy hole, and I could fucking get into my socialist libtard hole if I want to. Like, you know what I mean? There is information on there. Now, parsing actual information from disinformation or misinformation, well, that's on y'all. But fucking, there's information on there if you want it. And it's a fast way of spreading information amongst regular ass people that isn't monitored by anybody. Like, you know what I mean? It's not CNN. It's not Fox. It's not MSNBC. It's fucking all of us just sharing fucking information.
100%. No, it is user curated videos that, in my opinion, for the most part, I would say 90% just like, what the fuck was that? And
That's
10%
fair.
Political.
Sure.
And I
And
like
I don't
that
even mean
ratio.
political. I mean, like, I remember, like, during COVID, I followed this broad, and I still follow her, she's a botanist. And so, like, the only thing she could really do during COVID was go outside and teach you motherfuckers about plants on TikTok. And I still, to this day, follow her. And I'm like, hey, I've seen that before. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. That shit's on there. Like... And that shit's kind of cool. Like, it's not just fucking millennials dancing and fucking, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
cool too, though.
Yeah, not even millennials. You see, I use it that way. I'm getting old now. I'm one of them. But yeah, like, I think that's the only danger is, like, imagine again, like, replace TikTok with Facebook or Twitter. Like, what if the government was like, I don't know, guys. We're gonna shut those down.
They
got a lot
tried.
They got a lot of stuff going on.
I think that's the thing with Twitter. They kind of did try to, like, do that. I mean, the files are out there. The journalism.
I don't think they tried to shut it down. Like, they're
No, they
literally turning the cable. Like you said, they're cutting the cord.
Yeah, you're right. But
There's a difference between fucking manipulating it and like, we already have manipulated media of all kinds. So it's not like that's unprecedented. So like, this is legit being like, nope.
What's your lane, Wes? What's your like? What do you stand on TikTok? I just like the fact that we've gotten to this, like, pinnacle of, like, followers that we have now, and it's just kind of a shame that we're gonna be starting over. Maybe
One, I was saying, to just say I love it. I enjoy it. I don't love it. I enjoy it. I enjoy it for the same reasons you enjoy it. It's kind of mindless, thoughtless humor, entertainment.
There's some good
stimulant.
funnies on there too, man.
But yeah, and I also do, like I view the shorts in YouTube, and I view the shorts in Facebook, and I view it all. I do all the reels on Instagram. I kind of show a little bit of love to everything. It's kind of because I have to, because I'm managing most of our social media platforms. But I guess all right. Let me maybe I have a better answer for you. When will we know? Like, are we
19th.
against the clock here until Sunday? Or we like?
Sunday.
Is it okay?
Yeah, if
so it's
something
kind of one
doesn't
of those
happen
things
by
like
Sunday. Yeah.
yeah. If nothing happens by Sunday, then what? It's like you're gonna click TikTok and it's gonna say, "Fuck you."
Not available in your
Probably
area.
just not available. Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
available in your area. Okay.
Now,
Like any
that's
other fucking like if you pull up like a Sky Sports, you ever done that? You've been like just searching a sports thing and for some odd reason.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens to me because of soccer, but like every now and then, fucking Sky Sports will come up and you're like, oh, I want to watch that video. And it's like not available in your area. It's like, bitch, it's American fucking football. It's not available in your area, England. You better play this fucking
Yeah.
video. That's how I feel about it. But
Or
anyway, I digress.
like a gambling app in a state that doesn't
yes.
doesn't
Yeah,
okay,
perfect.
yeah.
Perfect
It
example.
will,
Okay.
it will also be removed from the app stores. So if it's on your phone
Yeah.
currently, you'll still have it. But like on Sunday at or midnight, I guess, boop, it'll be gone from Apple Store, Google Store, all that. The thing is, here's the one positive thing. Trump. I don't want to get into a conversation about the Don himself, but his mindset is he feels as though TikTok helped get him elected.
Yep.
And we all know how that guy operates.
Yeah.
You scratched my back. I'm going to figure out a way to scratch your back if you can give me a little
Yeah.
a little sweet taste of the pie in some capacity. And he's all about America winning. That's what he's America wins. America needs to have a piece of the pie. And if he can figure out how to convince
It's the best pie. It's the
By
one that your grandmother
America,
made.
by America, he means him and his buddies.
look, at this point, we've got 4 years of this ahead of us. I think if Don thinks that it benefits him and it benefits America, as long as the benefits to America outweigh the benefits to the Don, then we all kind of win. That's the only thing. Listen,
I don't know that that's how that's going to
that's
go.
the
but yeah.
optimism. That's optimistic. That's the optimistic approach to this.
If you want to call it that.
Wes,
Do you think? Okay. Well, first of all, my thoughts on it are, well, I'd be bummed somewhat. I'll live. I can manage with
Well,
other things.
Pause. Not to interrupt you, but we get an extra week because we'll be in Jamaica.
That's right. We will be in Jamaica, man.
So I don't know. I don't think the Jamaican government's banning TikTok. So I think we're
Yeah.
in the fucking clear, buddy.
But the
I'm
other thing
interested
is,
to see what you guys get, by the way. I want you to do, okay, listen, you guys need to do some
Yeah.
journalism while you're there. What videos that you normally wouldn't see are popping up on your TikTok? I need you guys to spend at least like half hour, 45 minutes recording each other's phones so I can see them.
That's
know.
definitely not happening. That's it.
I know. I just want to see what they give you. Does it become like Jamaican TikTok all of a sudden? Where like it's like, I don't know, some guy diving off a waterfall for like until he fucking belly flops. Like is that the videos?
I don't think. I mean, I was there previously. Well, I was in Mexico and I got Mexican ones.
Hold on, I need to pause you a second here. I want to let everybody in behind the scenes. We're gonna break the fourth wall for a second here. Wes is about to like burst out of his fucking like skin flesh balloon because of his camera not fucking like autofocusing on him. There,
all
it
right,
is.
there we go.
All right.
Good.
Victory.
All right. So we're gonna get Jamaican TikTok videos. Yeah,
Yes.
we're gonna get mandingos and beautifully big-breasted
100%.
BAPs. That's Black African Princesses.
It's gonna
Jamaican, I
be
guess.
it's gonna be large Jamaican men leading like middle-aged white women into the fucking palm trees. Hey, Ariel, I want to show you something.
What was that fucking? What was that Eddie Murphy bit? Fucking Dexter St. Jack just came up swinging his dick, fucking swinging the microphone.
Yeah. But I do wonder. Do you think that the skeptical constituents of this country is going to wonder if this is going to get lopped off before the inauguration? meaning AKA conspiracies happening. They don't want TikTok to be around when old Don gets sworn in on Monday.
Look, I think at the end of the
That's
day,
actually a fair point. I haven't heard that.
what the current I don't want to get political, but we have seen how the winds have blown for the last 4 years. I truly think that the American government, the people, the shadow guys, whoever's fucking running things behind the scenes, are terrified that they have zero control over the manipulation of the algorithm. So they want it gone until they can have their fingers in the fucking pie a little bit. They at least want to fucking taste it. They want to fucking take the temperature of the fucking thing. They don't have any access to it, and it terrifies them.
I think that's very clear. I don't even think that that's like a secret. Do you think
Okay.
that's some kind of like
I think
veiled...
Joe Public. I don't think Joe Public sees it like that. I don't think
Oh.
Joe Public sees it like that.
No, I
think-
the way
I
I've seen
think-
it, at least it's like from my kind of layperson opinion, is that
Yeah.
certain tycoons aren't making money.
Yeah.
This is a moth.
I think a lot of fucking people
Okay.
already know this. Yeah.
Then
and,
I've-
and those shadow people aren't shadow people. They're Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk.
No,
and fucking, those are the people who stand to benefit from a platform that is their direct competition going away. Until they have some stake in it. Like, you're right on it, brother. It's the people, it's them.
I don't think it's them. I think it's like fucking people that wear fucking suits and go to the Pentagon every day that are fucking terrified that they can't manipulate something.
I mean, that's part of it, yes, but like,
Yeah, sure, that's a
those
piece of
two,
the pie.
those two guys absolutely are involved.
I
Like,
don't
you
know.
don't meet with you don't meet with both political parties about it if it doesn't benefit you in some way. Like, they're not now. Right now, one party won, and so now they're like, hey. Anyway, guys, what's up?
Oh, definitely.
What are y'all doing? So, like, dude, I love you, Mur. You're absolutely right. We're on the same fucking page. I just need you to see that the people that you're talking about are right in front of you.
I just don't think that I just think that people are thinking that Zuck and Musk have way more influence currently than they have. I think Musk especially like might have a little more influence in a week or so. But up to this point, I don't think that he does but I just don't know that. I think it's all around. I mean, you're right. I'm seeing it that way a little bit more that those guys would be like, hey, if you guys can shut down the TikTok. But I also think that enough people in this country have made wealth off of this fucking app in America that it'll sway that opinion. And you know what, though? It'll make them better. It'll make TikTok better. Or it'll make Twitter better. It'll make fucking Facebook better. And by the way, I just want to justify something over the last like several years, at least 2 years. Like, remember, I told you guys on the show that I was voting for fucking free speech, and I was voting against all this bullshit about misinformation, malinformation, censorship, and all that horse shit. You see what Zuck just put out fucking like 5 days ago? That's what I was voting for.
But like at the same time, like shutting down a platform that allows people to communicate. TikTok is a version of Facebook or Twitter.
Oh, I agree with you.
Shutting down a platform like that has millions of users is against free speech.
I
don't
agree.
say how you can sit there and be like, I love free speech, and then be like, this could be a good thing for us. Like,
I
you get what I mean?
agree with you. I was doing an
I
apples
don't.
orange thing.
Okay.
But
because
Because social media is not free speech. Yes, you can post on there, but it's a private company.
Fair.
It's a private entity. They can shut down anything
yes,
they want.
but Uncle Sam's not supposed to influence them. And what Zuckerberg just talked about over the last week or so is that, yes, the Biden administration was definitely on the phone screaming at them to take things down.
Okay, so
And-
yes, that
But see-
instance is ridiculous. Yes,
but
you're
see,
right.
at
That
this
is-
point,
that is
we've- But see, at this point too, we've gotten to the point of like both sides have done it, and we both know both sides have done it.
Yeah, I agree.
So like, it's on. When are we going to stop? Like, we can start bitching about either side and be like, they're trying to manipulate the fucking social media, and they're trying to manipulate the social media. Why don't the guys who run the social media stop it from getting manipulated?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
And
You're
that's
1,000%. When did they do this?
Zuckerberg and
When did they
Elon
do
Musk
this?
and fucking like that's those guys. That's my point. Is
I
like I
think-
think we're all right there. It's like, but we got to focus our fucking ire at the right people. And the
Sure.
right people are starting to become those guys because they're using their money to influence our politics. Like, and they have been, but now they're just blatantly fucking doing it. Now they're twittering, "I'm going to primary you if you vote against something."
You're
They're
right.
altering the face of how our fucking government is functioning. This is an oligarchy, gentlemen.
Okay. Well, let's just remember that.
there is no okay. That's the
hold on.
definition of it. Fucking-
This is the thing, though.
Come on, guys.
All right, I don't want to get serious, man. I really don't. But you got to remember that Biden just put the fucking American Medal of Freedom around George Soros's neck. So I don't want to do like I don't. That's wrong too.
Look up Trump's. They were. I'm sure his selection of congressional medals were phenomenal. Like, it's bullshit. You're picking and you're picking and choosing about this stupid shit when the folk, like, I'm trying to tell you, the focus is, I don't I don't fucking like Biden. Like, I don't like either of them, and both of them have been allowing these fucking billionaires to fucking dig deeper and deeper and deeper into the fucking government, and now we're at a fucking weird place, and we're gonna see what happens over the next 4 years. But those are the motherfuckers who are now manipulating this government, and it's a problem.
Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong. I will definitely 100% say we may disagree with like the details, and that's the devil. But I'm definitely not disagreeing with you that there's because why wouldn't you if you had that kind of power which is this? That's the power. If you have it, like, why wouldn't you wield it if you so choose?
I get it.
Yeah. But anyway,
like-
TikTok.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna go away for like a week. That's maybe 2.
There's
I
too
think
much
it's
money. There's too
little
much money.
purgatory.
We're still capitalist by nature, so like it's money. People make too much money in this country for it to go away forever.
Here's my theory on that: we are only 350 million, but of the 350 million people in this country, per capita, we have so much more time, leisure time, to waste on fucking data, and actual money to spend on TikTok store, TikTok shop. Whereas in China, there might be 2 fucking 3, 4, 5, God knows how many billion people are there. But they ain't spending their money on anything.
I think like not even 2.
And they won't let them watch all the content that's on there.
Like 1.4, right?
And
And
they-
think India's now 1.7.
And they only own that, and the Chinese government already owns their data. So they need our data. They want us on that data.
That's a great reference there. I got that. Thank you, sir. Middle class hoes, everyone. Foxman, Allen, and Murr. I do want to take the time. I personally, I know I've said this. I want to thank you guys. I know you wouldn't have missed my wedding, but you guys were a piece of a day that was like everyone that not everyone that I've ever known and loved, everyone that I currently know and love, showing up, and at every turn, every nook, every bathroom break, every bar visit, every walk around was enveloped and attended by people that I love, and people that I was meeting for the first time on Sarah's side. You guys were there, and I had a great time. So thank you all.
Yeah, I had a great time too, man. It just, it wasn't the explosive party that I think in my mind I was like, we're gonna fucking get fucked up. We're gonna put Diddy Lube on the dance floor, and we're gonna fucking, yeah. It's like, no, man. I sat and talked to Cecil for like 30 minutes.
Randy Johnson, Alan met him.
Dude, he got me. He caught me in the crowd. He was like, "I'm coming back to see you," and I was like, "I don't know who you are, old man. Come on back." And then he came back and he was like, "I'm Cecil." And I was like, "Oh, I've heard of you. Let's talk about stuff." Dude, I probably went through like a quick 4 G&Ts while we were standing there for like a half hour, 40 minutes.
Dude, I didn't
These are
even
great.
remember like Adam Rankin was like, going to be a fixture. And you sat me at the table with him and like,
Yeah.
got to meet his wife, got to fucking, and I learned that me and Adam are fucking cut from the exact same fucking insane political claw. Like,
And I sat and Dave and PJ, who were like if the city friends of ours that sat at your table, Dave Lapidus and his wife.
Dude, they were cool. We talked about kids with them. Like, I think too, like being the age that we are now, like we knew why we were there. I think in my younger years, I'd have been like, we're not raging. But this was like, no, we're all here for fucking Wes and Sarah. So don't be a fucking dick. Enjoy like this. Enjoy what this is. Meeting new people, having this experience. I mean, it was an adventure getting there on time, by the way.
Murr in the big city.
Oh, God.
So
Ravens
scared.
game.
Ravens game in town.
It was a crazy day.
Again, not a lot of instruction on parking. By the way, the guy at the first parking garage was like, "Yeah, man, listen, need you to back out of this line, pull over there, and I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna show you exactly where you park." I was like, I was like, "All right, cool, man, thanks a lot." And I'm backing up. I'm like, he ain't coming back. He ain't gonna fucking say a goddamn thing to me. He's gonna fucking just stand there and walk away. And Maria's like, no, he's not coming back, hon. And he fucking just walked away. And then I called Calvert, and he fucking saving grace as always. And yeah, we got there, and then I was like, should we take our bags to the room? She's like,
Doesn't that Tesla have a GPS?
it does, but Baltimore has to designate where the fucking dot goes. The problem was they were not allowing you to make a left-hand turn into the garage from where I was coming from. So I ended up having to actually go to Oriole Park at Camden Yards.
You got to reverse engineer it. Yeah.
And then I went through the parking lot and around, literally hugged the stadium until I got to the parking garage.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And so then I could make a right-hand turn into the garage, but then it was 4:15. Starts at 4:30, and I'm like, hey, should we take our bags to the room, check in? She's like, basically, Maria looked at me like, are you stupid? She's like, put your tie on. Let's go. I was like, all right. So put it on. This is the best part, though. As soon as I opened the you cannot re-enter garage door to the outside world, I was literally on Utah Street. It's like, yeah, I guess, we're here. All right, let's go.
Do.
So that was awesome.
Oh,
it was
so
great.
where were you at the Hilton?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. That's good stuff.
That's
where I would have. That is where I would have told you to park. Yeah.
When we were going around to the tables, I mean, we didn't get to your guys' table, Murr, before they were okay, we're going to do speeches. We got to Alan's table, and we sat him next to a gentleman. Was it Bark Darlia? And
is that a made-up person?
Bark Darlia. Yeah.
Alan's lovely wife Kelly gives me a look like, you owe us big time for sitting in with us.
I finally put the name together. Yeah, you do. You certainly do.
I sent Wes a nice heartfelt text message the next morning in my hungover stupor, and I wasn't gonna get all emotional. You had your shit to do that day, but here's my emotional message to you and Sarah. And he goes, yeah, well, he fucking, first of all, he doesn't reciprocate I love you until the second message. So thanks, bud. But the first message, he's like, yeah, man, good times. We owe you one for dealing with Bark Darlia.
That's awesome.
I was like, thanks. No problem, buddy. We got it.
Yeah.
I was like, you knew we could handle it. My man,
by the way,
for the record, do you guys know my man ate 5 prime rib plates?
Hey, man.
Bark Darlia?
Yeah.
Hey,
And we were just we were have at it, bud. And legit, hand dipping carrots in gravy. And I was like, my man, you are an animal.
You can't blame the guy. Look,
that shit was delicious.
Hey, you guys nailed it with the food, by the way. That was
so good.
And by the way, fuck you, Wes. Wes pulled inadvertently one of the greatest food pranks of all time on me, whether he realizes it or not. He and I were having a private conversation via text about somebody who was being kind of a douche, and then their biggest concern was hey, what are we eating? And we were going back and forth, and I was kind of wrapping up this long conversation with by the way, what are we eating? And I said, as long as it's not pickle and mustard sandwiches on rye, I'm cool. And he said, we're good. We're having mini Cubans. And I'm like, what's on a Cuban? Basically, a Cuban sandwich is a fucking mustard and pickle sandwich on rye with ham in the middle. And I was like, motherfucker. I told Maria, I was like, listen, we might want to stop on the way. She's like, why? I didn't want to say anything back to Wes, but I don't like anything on a Cuban sandwich. And I think we need to fill up before we go. And then we couldn't get there on time. And then I was like, listen, when this is over, after we eat, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to like Papa John's or something, go back to the hotel room. And then I'm like, oh my God, this is the best fucking wedding food I've ever fucking had.
I think it's definitely, I might be, honestly. I haven't, me and Kelly haven't debriefed, but that prime rib plate was mighty fucking tasty. I had it with potato and sweet potato. Oh yeah, no, the chicken and waffle on a stick was pretty delicious as well. Not gonna lie.
And I will say this: the only thing they fucked up, the only thing, not your fault, obviously, the pulled pork egg rolls. I mean, I give those the chef's kiss, but I think they fucking air fried them a little, like a minute too long. They were a little dry, but flavor wise, I was like, oh, I haven't had one of these yet. Oh, excuse me, sir, I have not had one of these yet. I kept going to like each plate and grabbing fucking more. They're good.
I didn't get a chance to eat one of those. Weirdly enough, they just because they brought us a big plate of shit upstairs after we had gotten married. Basically, it's like, this is for you guys. Eat these. Sign your marriage license. It's like, what's a marriage license? Did we just get married? I don't get it.
Nah, we don't care about that. This is what Uncle Sam cares about. This is your tax form.
You know,
right.
This is your W forever.
That's true. My only, this is not even a complaint, but my only complaint would be that they ran out of lime. They had like a single lime for the entire wedding. And so like, I like literally by like the second gin and tonic, they were like, oh, we only have lemons. I'm like, okay, just throw a lemon in there, I guess.
Yeah.
Fucking
good
animal.
for you, Alan.
like,
Good for you.
You know, like that's it. That's it. Like, how many drinks do you make with a fucking lemon as compared to a lime? But all right,
well,
whatever.
it is. They do primarily serve seafood, so they probably just had a bunch of those fucking.
There's just a whole bunch.
Good point.
You think they were sitting in there like, "Hey guys, we only got a lime. Do you think we're gonna make it? Just cut them a bunch of lemons. We'll be fine. We'll be good.
Cut them really thin.
Got them really super fucking thin, man.
Get your
Get
16
the mandolin out. Just my only complaint was, and it was alleviated, or it was fixed. Did you guys see it was the coordinator day of Jasmine? She was running around helping out, but I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah. I will 100% give her an endorsement to anyone else who's getting married. We only paid her for the day of because she does a really good job, and if you pay her for multiple days, it costs a lot of money. But she's like, hey, she brings us this plate of food. She's like, do you guys want anything to drink? And it was like, all day I was like, yeah, sure, bring me more. But then she was like, does anyone need anything? I was like, I'm not going to bitch about this right now, but we paid to have the lights on in the stadium, and the sun's going down. So if it doesn't happen here soon, I'm going to start bitching. She's like, and I stopped her. I was like, it costs us $600. And she was like, oh, yeah, fuck that. Hold on. And like 3 minutes later, it was like, I was upstairs, by the way. The lights in Camden Yards go on, and I hear downstairs like, woo! It's like the meat eaters at the meat farm got a bunch of meat.
Yeah.
No, and the first thing everybody did
awesome.
was fucking run to the window and start fucking taking pictures. Unfortunately for me, this mustache looks much better with a hat on. And when you're in front of a window where snow is glaring and fucking reflecting light in, your ears glow like the fucking alien from like Mike and Me or whatever that movie is that fucking
they use on Conan.
Yes,
on Conan.
yeah, I look like
Paul Rudd.
Yeah, and anyway, and by the way, nice touch on the fucking the Polaroids over at the
that's a Sarah thing, wasn't me.
And by the way,
most of it was Sarah.
You're welcome, because I guess the Giant Raxon family went busted through the entire first clip of film, and then everybody's like, it ain't working. This guy walks in, and I'm like, look, they're all right here. And then Marie and I fucking took a couple. Dewey and I took a couple gangster shots. That was fucking. Dude, look, man. Bottom line is, and I guess I knew this going in. There were going to be no corners cut, but there were going to be like all the frills, like no pretentiousness. That's what I'm getting at. There was no pretentiousness to this thing. You guys didn't go balls deep on a cake, which was the right way to go. You went balls deep on providing cake for everybody else. Like, just the little things that you guys did, it was just, I did not feel like I needed to be, it was not a stuck up fucking, it was awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And I was thinking, me and Sarah were sort of like talking the day after about weddings, and Alan, yours got brought up, and unfortunately she couldn't attend. She was out of town, but she was like, oh, they did it on the rooftop of the Hyatt. I was like, they sure did, and it was a beautiful April Saturday. It was fucking
it
glistening.
was. You know, it's
the heavens
wild
gave us a good one.
That we always talk about this is that it was like 65 and like nice and breezy, and the very next day it was like 40 and sleet.
Wow.
And like, so literally we were like hungover, like taking centerpieces back to the house in Pigtown, and we're just like, oh, this is fucking miserable. But thank God we got it in. Like, it was the perfect day in the middle of April. It was wild. But yeah, thank you for reminding me of that. But no, that was a good time, bro. And I loved your wedding. Your wedding is up there.
Thank you. Yeah, I also remember from your wedding, this is just like playing it back because I was like telling funny wedding stories. Is when Kelly's dad was talking, and there was an argument at the table from Was it Brian's wife was yelling at
my cousin, or no, Allie Darling.
Yeah. And
Schmally Marling.
Schmally
Schmarling.
So Alan's brother's wife was talking, not loudly, but loudly enough to where someone in proximity couldn't hear the bride's dad giving a toast to his baby girl, and she goes, "Shh!" It's like, who did you just shush at? And she's like, I shushed at you. And I was like, ooh, here we go. These bitches are going to fight. This is going to be amazing.
Oh, God. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I remember that.
Dude, and brother Reverend Dewey Love.
Yes, the Reverend.
Man of the cloth. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like that made it like, it made it, look, bottom line is, for the people that, you know what I'm saying, the people that weren't there, and for him to be up there doing what, like, that was just, and you caught my eye, like, and gave me the little fucking wink and a fucking one of those things. Man, it was, dude, that was, thank you for inviting us. Thank you for letting us be a part of it. I'm glad.
I will say, that's funny that he caught you, because on his way up to the altar, I
saw him. He grabbed your
my shoulder. And I was like,
I gave you a little on the back, yeah.
Well, because like Marie and I were like, we could not find two seats together, and then I was like, hey, we should switch sides. I think we're on the bride side. And I was like, it doesn't fucking matter, right?
It was all mixed up, I think.
And then I was just like, well, I can get a better view of Wes and Dewey from here, so let's just stay here. So we did, and by the way, Dewey with his fucking little improv line, because I knew he was nervous as shit.
Yeah.
He's like, cause the mic was low, and it's just like, I'm sorry, I'm not used to playing to crowds this small. It's like, fuck yeah, dude.
There it is.
Sir. Yeah. This is a good kind of a background story. So Sarah, about 2 weeks before the wedding, says, hey, this is what your brother printed out for his bit in this. And if you want to omit, edit, add anything, we need to do it now. That way he's aware. We're not doing last second ad libs unless he does it himself. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. To say I glanced over it would be an insult to people who glance over things. I did not read a single word of it. And he got to the part about, my father, and I started crying on stage, and Sarah handed me a tissue. I got it over it pretty quickly, but it's like we were walking upstairs. It's like, I didn't know he was going to add that part about Dad. It's like he didn't. It was in the original. I told you to fucking read it. Did you read it? I was like, I glanced over it.
Like, were you good? Yeah. I would have just been like, you think I was going to omit it if I did? I mean, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah. See,
anyway.
You also learn, Wes, that don't talk so much. Let stuff be a mystery to the wives. So not like a bad mystery, but like a maybe don't shoot yourself in the foot mystery.
Yeah. Well, perhaps Perhaps these mysteries would be unsolved if I could remember what I did or did not do.
Yeah. Start keeping notes or something.
Like Memento. I'm gonna get tattoos of everything. You didn't read the speech.
Or at least wait till like the day after to break that one. You know what I mean? Not like 30 seconds after or mid alter being like, I didn't know I didn't even know that was in there. You didn't read it, huh? That's good shit. That's amazing.
All right. Middle class was everyone. Did we ever do this?
Probably.
We're
maybe.
Alan
Who
and
knows?
Fox, man. Thank you all for joining. All right, so check it out. I don't know how we want to go about this, but Murd, you sent these almost in rapid succession. It's one of it's from the dailymail.com. Expert predicts women will be having more sex with robots than men this upcoming year. This was late last year, December 27th, 2024. The other coming from again, the Daily Mail.
Late last year, like a week and a half ago.
December 28th, so the day after that one. Inside the world's first AI sex doll brothel, with a big difference. What was the big difference? Does anyone remember? They don't read it. Did you guys read this? Did you glance over it?
I must have sent you 3 then, because then there was an expo where a guy was pretending that he was selling like Optimus, Tesla Optimus style women bots. Like, oh, they're totally AI.
Yeah, I did see you send that one. I did see that one.
And then he's like, and they'll do, and he's doing a lot of winking. Like, oh, they'll talk to you about whatever you want.
That's creepy.
Like, yeah, and eventually they'll be able to, do things around the house. Dude, so you're basically saying like soon they'll be able to fuck you. That's what you're getting at.
That's what we're getting at here. Got it.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all know that's where again, Alan, I know you hate when I give the guy credit. I think that's where you do have to give Elon some credit for his design of his robots.
Nope.
He made them faceless, genderless, just anthropomorphic humanoid robots. He didn't put he didn't put flesh on them. He didn't put fucking T-1000 fucking skins on them. He said, this is a robot. It does robot shit. These guys are like, this is a sex bot. That's all this is.
Does it have skin on it?
Yeah.
Does it sex bot? Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
no.
all these-
And honestly, let's be real. It's just, of course, they don't have skin on them now. It's just to get us used to them, and then they'll put skin on them, and then we won't know who's real and who's not. And then fucking any one of those movies. Yeah, exactly.
Well, Elon's saving money by letting a third party fucking you could sex bot your Tesla bot. Optimize your Optimus.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a fucking subscription service. Like you turn it on. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, you want the SexBot firmware upgrade? Just bam, plug that bad boy in. Fucking, there you go. Handy J's, all the live long day.
Because of this, because in the next frontier of sex work, prostitutes are being replaced by intergalactic pleasure dolls that have a heart of gold, super flexible limbs, and a willingness to try anything. They don't even insist you wear a condom. Weird. In the world known as AI, where I'm getting my jollies off, I don't have to.
Was that a statement in the article?
Yeah, it wasn't a quote, so I don't know. I think
Did you just add that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird. I don't have to worry about STIs in my AI sex world. Isn't that the fucking idea?
Well, here's the thing, though. I think this falls on their face because I agree that women will use more robotic sex toys than men because they already do. Right?
Yeah, I would say women outweigh the men in terms of pleasure utensils.
Devices, yeah. And so isn't that all this is? I mean, how many fucking dudes out there right now are the loneliest humans on earth that would, look, by the way, if an object ain't gonna tell on you, we probably fucking put our penis in it. Let's be truthful here. But how many of us are gonna spend a fucking couple mortgage payments on her, or a car payment on nah, man, look, I'll be hands free, hands free. Most self-respecting men in America are not going to spend $20,000 on an AI optimized sexual robot. They're just not going to do it. Women, on the other hand,
Can't afford to do it. I think is probably the better.
the type of single professional women that don't need that kind of baggage in their life because they're career oriented are the ones that will like, I'll treat myself. They're the ones that are going to go out and buy the male pleasure bot.
I can see that.
Did you guys realize Megan Fox played a sex robot in a
Did she?
sci-fi thriller called Subservience?
Oh, is she not a sex robot?
That's right. I've watched.
Just generally.
I did. This article's got it going on. So, I got it going on. What the fuck?
Got it going on. All right.
It's
Peak
showing
Meg-
me.
By the way, peak Megan Fox is when she's looking under the hood of that car in the fucking Transformers
In
movie.
the Transformers movie, yeah.
Yeah.
God, like,
Jennifer's
that's-
body's around there too, but
It's
I
pretty
agree.
good. It's pretty good.
I
But
mean,
other big titty bitch in Jennifer's body, I think was was that
yeah.
that one right with the other
Yeah, I know
other
you're talking
bitch
about.
from fucking Mean Girls. Is that the? Am I
Yes.
thinking of the right movie?
No, she's
Hold
not-
on. No, yeah. The bitch, the blonde bitch in Jennifer's body, like her
Amanda
little friend.
Seyfried.
Yeah, that's the bitch from Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Feels
okay.
her titties
Oh,
and
Amanda
says
Seyfried.
it's like there's a 60% chance it's already raining, and when she's grabbing her titties in Mean Girls. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, Wes.
Yes.
God
Amanda
damn. Of all,
Yes,
Okay,
I've
yeah,
seen.
yeah.
Yes,
Of all
sorry,
people.
sorry.
okay, sorry. I just got derailed there.
So where are we going with this? Is this? I mean, so women are going to have. Listen, this is what I'm seeing right now. Now, whether or not this is going to be the norm or what they're talking about in 2025, this is what we end up seeing.
Okay, yeah, that's never gonna happen because like, listen, that robot is hotter than most dudes.
Explain to the listeners audio what we're looking at.
Okay, we are looking at like, I will say like a prime Megyn Kelly staring into the eyes of like a prime John Cena in Terminator form, just lovingly. Yeah, am I
Right.
wrong? That's pretty accurate.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's not. Listen, that's never gonna happen. Now let's scroll. Let's see the fuck. Now see, that's a little more,
there we go.
that's a little more
Look at that.
realistic.
That's like a
Now-
good Hanes ad right there. It's a
Now we're looking
creepy.
like we're looking at James Franco that you bought off of Temu, and his skin is a little rubbery.
No, you know what this looks like? This looks like you bought a dildo with a human attachment, a human body attachment that you could put the rubberized dildo on and lock it in.
Yeah, and you
I
know
guess
what?
I'm hoping you can move his arm.
Why would you hope that?
Well, it's over his dick. How the hell are you going to get the dildo attached to it? I hope they hope they can move his arm. I don't know.
There you go. There you go. Not you.
Yeah.
Jesus. Look,
God,
man.
I hope. Had me worried all night.
Dude, and honestly, you know what though? Honestly, I don't even know if women are gonna buy that shit either because like, they only need the one part and they're only getting in there for that amount of time. I've seen a lot. Look, we've all, in our years on this earth, have seen a lot of freaky shit on the internet. Okay, the worst we've seen is a dildo on a piston.
You're right.
They don't. That's all they need. That's all they want. They don't want the fucking attachment. They don't want an emotional attachment to a fucking attractive flesh bot. Women don't want that. They'll use some machinery. They'll get a fucking maybe some highfalutin chick will have a Sybian fucking like as her ottoman and just take the attachment off when friends come over. But beyond that, I mean shit. By the way, have you seen the Shane Gillis fucking OnlyFans dad?
No.
You gotta look that one up. Gillian Keeves, he's upstairs and it's the dad and he's on a Sybian, and the family walks in the room. He's like, "Hey, get out! I'm making a lot of money here. Come on."
I have. Yes, I've seen that. It's by the way, it's
Oh
a
my-
Sibian. Just so you know.
Sybian, doesn't matter. All types the same and looks just like I like it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, the world's changing. I know AI is going to be Christ. I was at a company event and they were talking about AI is going to be the future of the company. I don't think that they're talking about,
No.
this is what they had in mind, especially selling to the United States government.
Well, here's the thing.
But,
You keep asking us, what do you think people are going to do with this shit? Do you think AI robotics, humanoid AI robotics, are going to be the wave of the sexual future? Or is it going to be more along the lines of like the Tesla bot shit where like they I'll pay $20,000 to have a robot mow my grass every fucking Saturday before I fucking pay that much money to fucking stick my dick in it and clean itself.
See, I tend to think it's going to be more more like intervention style. So where you're not putting your dick in a robot. You're going somewhere, you put you put goggles with earbuds in, and you basically describe like, oh, this is my fantasy, this is what I want to experience, and kind of AI, what's necessarily not maybe not a Neuralink, but a Neuralink-esque type thing, then absolves all your senses, and you just sit in a room by yourself, and it's like a brothel.
So you put like a futuristic fleshlight on yourself, and then you wear like VR glasses.
Yep.
And then it's like, ooh, you like these? Yeah, a little fat, huh? And he's like, oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, you do that more. And I'm
Do you like bacon? Do you like bacon that's fresh off the griddle on your chest? I do.
How about mini Cuban sandwiches? Turn you on.
Murr rips off the glasses. What the fuck? What kind of place is this?
Just lost my boner.
I asked for the Asian broad from Full Metal Jacket. What the hell?
She loved me long time.
All right. We've
right.
gotten ahead of ourselves. Murr, do you have more time? Warp. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow.
Yes, I do. I do, in fact, have more Ripley's Believe It or Not. Time. Warp. Facts for you for this Fun Fact Friday. Brought to you, of course, by our good friend, the Cuckster. Make sure you check out the Cuckster. He is officially and will always and forever be on the Instagram. You can find him on Instagram at Cuckster4Life. That's Cuckster4Life on Instagram. And if a miracle does, in fact, save TikTok, you can find him there. Cuckster4Life1. That's Cuckster4Life1 on TikTok. If he is available in the States. If you are one of our brand new Malaysian/Asian fans, enjoy yourself to Cuckster from now on. Let's get to it. 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday. Did you know? And this is what I'm talking about with the Believe It or Not Time Warp facts here. Men in Black was released the same year Princess Diana died. 1997.
1997. That's right.
What a strange, pairing.
Here's the deal. I was a freshman in high school, and Murr, you had been out of school for 3 months. When you heard the news, do you think you were just getting done a Marlboro Light, and you're like, it's a bummer. I'm sorry, man.
No, I know exactly where I was. I was at the Greener Brothers house in Charlestown, and there was a party, and I saw
So over, Bike and Muzz.
Yeah, Bike in Muzz's house, and I'm the asshole who likes to fucking change the channel to the news when you're at a party after 11 p.m. And I was just like, oh shit, and everybody's like, what? And I was like, this is a big deal. And they're like, what's happening? And I was like, Princess Diana was in an accident in some fucking French tunnel. I was like, this doesn't look good. Like, what's the big deal? I was like, dude, if she dies, this is a big fucking deal. And so the entirety of the party to 2, 3 in the morning is just like people walking around drinking, checking it on the TV, seeing if, and then, she died. And
she died.
Yeah. And that was a bummer. By the way, did you like that I worked bummer into that conversation you were having with Cecil's wife? She was grilling Wes about why the Orioles aren't a bigger market draw for national television events.
Yeah,
she was in a wider umbrella argument. She was grilling me about sports sucking, and she knows I'm a big sports guy. That's I don't know if you caught that joke where I was like, "Right, so you're gonna put all sports in the stadium and drop a bomb on it?" And she was like, "Yeah, essentially."
Nice. She's
But yeah,
I met her as well. She's a pistol. I liked her.
Oh yeah,
She's good. She's good people.
yeah. But yeah, Murr, I did catch the bummer. That was quite fun.
Bummer.
Bummer. Man.
Did you know the U.S. government is still paying a Civil War veteran's pension more than 150 years after the war ended?
To who?
I don't know.
Great grandchildren?
Yeah, what would did he have to put in his will and of course I'd like to give my pension away to my great grandniece. Her name is Bessie. She's from the Kentucky County of South Carolina, and I'd like her to receive my funds for the rest of her live long days.
Okay, so sorry, maybe probably great grandchildren. Like who's still receiving these funds?
Well, if you so if you got your pension until, let's just say, you died in your 80s, yeah, that's a little past. That's 70 years beyond.
Yeah.
The answer to this question, Wesley, is I have no goddamn idea.
All right. So the last.
Because I want to. Maybe I have a relative that died in the Civil War, and maybe it's just as simple as filling out some paperwork.
Well, I'm sure you have an uncle that died in a plane crash in Africa. That's for sure.
Yeah, I could. But I'm saying, like, if I could get $16 a month for free, I would do that.
That's a good point. I don't know. Again, I have nothing but a picture of $100 bills. This is what I have.
U.S. Civil War pension.
If this isn't the fucking, if this this little story isn't the most, it was just poor people fighting fucking rich people's war, even in the Civil War, then I don't know what the fuck is. So the last recipient died in 2020. Her name was Irene Triplett. She was 90 years old. She was receiving $73.13 a month from the Department of Veterans Affairs. So the story of how this worked is that her father, Moses Mose Triplett, he fought on both sides during the Civil War.
Hey, you know what? Split
Fucking.
It's probably the collegiate thing where we had to sit out a year, transfer thing.
So he was, I think he was from North Carolina. Yeah, he's from North Carolina. They were marching through Virginia, and he was at this time a member of the Confederacy. He was marching through Virginia when he was hospitalized, became ill and was hospitalized, and that's when his unit was on their way to Gettysburg. They left his ass because they were on their way to Gettysburg, and 734 out of the 800 men in his regiment died or were wounded. So that he would probably died anyway. So after that, he joined the Union Army in 1864, specifically
smart guy.
specifically to get his pension, because why the fuck not? And then he was discharged in 1865. Yep.
That's a good trip down history.
Yeah, and then there's I can go through the kids and there's more. He had kids and obviously shit, all that shit.
I do enjoy.
But yeah, that was the story of him.
He got sick, realized that he dodged a bullet, literally and figuratively.
Well, I would say more so that he got sick, all of his buddies went and died. A telegram came back and were like, "Your buddies are dead," and he was like, I'm just a poor fucking Southern guy. I might as well just go get a pension here. This is
He saw a blue coat hanging on a fucking rack.
Yeah, exactly. I look better in blue anyway.
Then he put himself at the mercy of the union. They say, "Why do you want to join us?" It's like, I heard y'all have pensions. Like, all right, saddle up, partner. Put on a union coat. Put on a yank
for
coat.
the survivors.
Yeah,
that's right. He was probably like, "Cause I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm just trying to live."
Yeah. America don't want to see us go to war. America wants to see us live.
Wow, man, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, did you know The Cat in the Hat by Dr. Seuss was first published the same year the first Frisbee went on sale? They don't give us a goddamn deer. This fucking book.
You're the first Frisbee went on sale, and this will make you Yale. Damn it.
What the hell was that?
What the hell?
Have you ever read, like, see, again, you guys don't have kids. Dude, One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish is the longest fucking book. I don't care. War and Peace, fucking...
Moby Dick.
Moby Dick. Nope. Red Fish, Blue Fish, One Fish, Two Fish, whatever the fuck the name of that goddamn book is. Your mouth is so sore after reading that to a child at 9 o'clock at night. It's unfucking believable. Because it's just... You're just up and down and left and right and up and down. It's like reading a tongue twister infinity. You just keep... It's like, Jesus fucking... It's a fucking 30-page book with just nothing but gobbledygook nonsense.
That's fair.
So fuck you, Dr. Seuss. Fuck you,
Yeah,
hell.
it came out in 1962. Is that what that's what the fact was?
I don't know. It doesn't even fucking say. It says The Cat in the Hat by Dr. Seuss was published the year the Frisbee was first on sale. And the thing is, there's the Frisbee. As
Frisbees
we've
are
learned,
cool. I could deal with Frisbees, you know?
sure, I'd love a Frisbee over a Dr. Seuss book at this point.
I wonder if that's if they differentiate between Frisbee and disc. Frisbee's a brand name, you know?
Yeah,
True,
I think so.
but the disc was created off of the Frisbee pie pan, as we all learned from Back to the Future Part 3. Because that's how Doc Brown survives the gunshot from Buford Tannen, who was going to shoot him in the back when Marty flips over the pie pan and flings it across the fucking dance floor to save him out in front of the clock that will eventually become a part of the clock tower.
19...
That was
That's interesting.
1957,
Was the disc.
Whammo released the Frisbee.
The Frisbee. So yeah, you I won't say shit on me, but you make very well-timed cracks about my ancillary knowledge of movies, and you just rattled off a Wikipedia's worth plot line of Back to the Future 3.
It's one scene, man.
true.
Bite your tongue, sir. That's fine.
Wait a minute,
I don't
wait
care.
a minute.
Actually, I got a kick out of it. It actually made me want to watch Back to the Future 3 again.
No,
I know
dude,
that
I
the,
don't think
I
that.
know that
Here,
the
I'm
bridge
gonna
is broken.
defend Murr here because, like, yeah, he made a very kind of a deep cut reference, but on a hugely popular cult classic film, you're like, hey man, you know that fucking Air Drummond movie? Do you remember in minute like 1683 that fucking so and so did thus such and such with such and such in their such and such place? And we're like, no, we don't. We've only seen that movie once. Like, why do you know that much?
It's the guy who puts the shaving cream on him right before he sits
Yeah.
down.
Just like, nope, didn't catch that one. I appreciate it. But it's also like that. Nah, dog, not even close.
Do you remember when the guy gets blown to smithereens after getting electrocuted in Howard the Duck?
Yeah,
He was
exactly.
he was also in another movie.
I don't know that much about Howard the Duck.
I saw it. My dad rented that from like Sun Video, and I don't know if you guys have you ever seen Howard the Duck, Alan?
Yeah.
I've seen what's her face in underwear in Howard the Duck.
Well, she fucks Howard in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She fucks
his hair,
him.
his like it's like he has some sort of like mohawk. It's like shows he gets turned on.
That was the most uncomfortable I've ever been in my family living room in my entire life.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
Did you know Howard the Duck is in Endgame?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
he's also in Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah.
the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely in the cut scene at the very end. He's also, well, his character actually does impregnate a human woman at some point, and the child becomes like a really powerful fucking superhero at some juncture.
It's weird to me that
Really?
that movie. How does he fit into the Marvel? Like, it's just because he was a comic book.
So like when a lot of those guys like Todd McFarlane, I think it was, like created like Spawn and shit like that. Marvel decided to make a few weird comics, and then they were like, well, we got to fit this in the canon somehow. So Howard kind of like showed up, and he was like one of these like wheeler dealer types, and then eventually he got his own series, and then he. It is bizarre. You're not wrong for thinking. Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's definitely bizarre.
Well, I keep thinking about Endgame, where the most powerful, Avengers and or superheroes that the galaxy has to offer, and then it's Howard the Duck with a gun.
Well, man, he's like
It
almost
would
like
have
one of
been
those-
funny if maybe he like just distracted Thanos at a very key
Right.
point for a split
Hey.
second.
Want one of these, and then just so he blasts him in the face. All right. Well, did you know the kingdom of ancient Egypt lasted more than 3 times longer than England has existed as a country? Dude, Egypt's such a fucking anomaly, dude. I don't think they know a goddamn thing about Egypt. The funny thing about Egypt is Egyptians don't even know anything about ancient Egypt. We, as Americans, probably know more about ancient Egypt than current Egyptians know about ancient Egypt.
Yeah, I mean they don't get to learn. Well, they have firsthand
Well, that's 'cause
knowledge.
we know about aliens.
They dig it all up, So like they know that much. Like they're physically the ones
No,
digging it up
we
so we
dug-
can learn about it. No,
The
they
British
dig it up.
dug it up.
Well, true, but
No,
but again, they
paid
dug it
them.
up. Loosely. Now,
like-
now we
That's like
pay
saying
them,
I
definitely.
mow my lawn when I pay Hector to do it every Saturday.
But that's basically what it is. That's what. I mean, look at any excavation site. Pull up a fucking,
Oh,
King
sure.
Tut's tomb. It's just,
Yeah.
it's like one white guy, one
Yes.
English-speaking Egyptian, and then a bunch of Egyptians just hauling sand.
Yeah, and they don't know what the fuck they're finding. They're like, "Yeah, we
Yeah.
found this. Look at this," and they're like, "Yeah, look at that." Okay, what is this thing? And then they fucking figure out what this thing is.
Yeah,
And
but
then they
no,
just keep fucking pickaxing.
I
They
think
don't
we
give a shit
talked
what it is.
about. I gotta find it. I watched a fucking documentary about like the city of Alexandria, and they were excavating. So they were trying to find like Alexander's Alexandria, like because as you know,
Yeah, he
towns
named a
just-
shit everything he fucking yeah.
Towns are just built on top of one another. So like as civilization continues, it's like fucking like rock layers, right? We build on top of shit. So they were like, we know this is where the main road ran in Alexander's Alexandria, and they just started digging, and then they started finding it and shit, and they're legit like 200 feet below what is now the surface of Alexandria. So like, imagine how long it takes to build a city
Yeah.
200 feet, like over top of itself. Like not just a giant fucking skyscraper that's 200 feet, but building fucking like cobblestone road for fucking centuries. You know what I mean? Like that shit's, I believe it's crazy. We don't know shit about that place because it's so fucking old with actual human civilization, which is kind of fucking wild
Well,
if you think about it.
one of the most fascinating things that I ever saw is that nobody could understand hieroglyphs, and then some guy finally cracked it and figured it out, and was so excited he fucking like flew to fucking Egypt. He goes to the fucking like the what's the big tomb, the big one?
The Giza,
Yeah,
Tut's.
the pyramid.
the Great Pyramid, whatever. He goes in there.
That's a great pyramid.
And he's standing there and he's looking around and he realizes, and like after a couple seconds he's like, holy shit, I'm the only person on earth who knows what this shit says.
Yeah.
And that fucking blew my mind. It just, like, he was the first guy to fucking figure it out, and just like the only person that understands the language that's on the walls around you. Like, imagine if you were an alien and you came here and you were trying to figure out, and all you found was fucking TikTok and trying to figure out what all these fucking people, what are these earthlings thinking? Like, oh, they like watching road rage ladies get their fucking head slammed off the fucking pavement. Like, cool. That's the peak of their fucking civilization. But I digress. And finally, did you know Batman first appeared 6 months before the outbreak of World War II.
What I'm finding is that
think I
this is
did
a
know
lot of
that.
timeline stuff.
Yes, it
Did you know
is.
this happened to this?
Well, it's
That's
called-
fine.
It's
called
fine,
time
but
warp.
it's like, again, time, more.
Time, more.
But it's like, it's so disjointed. I kind of like it because it gives you two options to talk about one or the other topic. What the
Yeah.
fuck does Batman have? Circumstantially, Batman was released a few months before World War II. Like, okay. Like, I'm sure a lot of shit happened, like, accidentally.
Yeah, coincidentally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ritz potato chips. A couple other TV shows. Batman before World War II. Well, I mean, I guess a good time for Americans to entertain themselves while the good old boys went to Germany and got themselves killed or survived. I don't know. Yeah.
Switch the heights. Got a pension. Came out.
Do you think those very same veterans who then came back, watched Batman, and then they watched the first one, the Michael Keaton one, the Batman movie? You think they got all PTSD'd?
No. No, not at all.
Probably not.
I'll tell you what, though, man.
I'm trying to draw a connection. We can talk about one or the other.
Similar but different. Because Captain America came out around the same time. And when Marie and I went to watch Captain America, like the first one, first Avenger, there was some 90-something-year-old guy sitting by himself in the theater with us. And I just remember, I kind of like, first, like, just knee-jerk, like poke Marie. I'm like, look at that guy. What's that old guy down there? I'm like, holy shit, this guy's been a fan of Captain America way longer than I've been a fan of Captain America. And it was so fucking cool to see the end of the movie and him, like, almost, like, him just fucking, like, clapping. Like, that was fucking... Think about the shitty fucking superhero things that we had to endure in our fucking 80s and 90s childhood. And this guy got to watch Chris Evans fucking, like, just, chef's kiss, pull that shit off. Like, become the character. This guy waited 80
90
years.
80 years, yeah.
You know, like, to see this. And he was impressed. And I'm like, okay, yeah. I just don't think people appreciate, like, where we are. In
And that's also
cinema.
kind of like a bittersweet moment too. You say he was by himself.
Yeah.
His wife's probably gone. Anyone
Yeah.
that he's really known and care about is probably gone. But here he is, like, well, nope. I'm going to the movies by myself. Don't care.
I love me some Captain America. I'm gonna watch this shit. And that's by the way, and that's also at the beginning of the Marvel franchise. So like, nobody knew
it's
this thing was gonna.
2012.
Nobody knew this thing was gonna continue that, become what it's become. So that was awesome.
54 movies later.
Yeah, right. I keep telling William, like, buddy, you got to start now, because like, you will literally have a mustache by the time we get to Endgame if you don't.
It's that is a
good point.
very solid point. I haven't watched them all. Sarah hates me for it.
Good. She's right for that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I haven't watched Iron Man 2.
What?
You're not missing a lot with Iron Man
not
2.
really,
Yeah,
but-
that one's one.
I haven't watched
I'd-
Black Widow.
I think it's the principle.
I wouldn't worry about Black Widow.
Well, here you guys tell me like I don't mind. She was talking about every single one of them. I've seen Iron Man 1. I've seen Iron Man 3. I've seen
So why not
I've
two?
seen Captain
That
America,
doesn't make
the-
sense.
Okay, I can tell you the significance of each film like one by one, but the significance of Iron Man 2 is him finding out like his dad left him a roadmap for something that I won't tell you about, and him
Well,
finding a
he's
new
seen
energy
3.
source. He's seen 3?
Yeah, he said he's seen 3. You seen 3? Iron Man?
Iron Man 3?
yeah, most of it.
I like Iron Man 3 because it's Tony Stark being a superhero more than him being Iron Man, which adds dynamic to the character that you didn't realize you needed.
It's fair.
Like, Tony's actually more robust than you give him credit for without the suit. Age of Ultron. Okay, this is it. By the way, that's Fun Fact Friday. The one thing I'll say.
That's Avengers 2. I've seen
Age of Ultron. If you've watched all of them, and you haven't revisited Age of Ultron, because Age of Ultron got panned originally. Age of Ultron is the single most important film in the entire Marvel franchise. If you go back and watch it after it's all
I get
done,
it.
it's the greatest of them all. But it sucked on its first run. It was a necessary evil that you didn't know. It's the pill you didn't know you needed to swallow until it was already fucking ingested.
I could see that. That makes sense.
So okay, so here's like her frustration culminated in Endgame when they go back in time
You didn't know
and
something.
what's that?
You didn't know something.
He whispers Hail Hydra, and I said, oh, what was that? She was like, I'm not gonna fucking explain it to you right now.
That's fair.
Well, you should have known that anyway from other films. So I'm trying to figure out what you haven't.
I've al- the,
you should
the only
just know that.
the only Captain America I watched was the first one. I watched it was Captain America Civil War, but that wasn't a Captain America movie.
If
I
you
didn't
didn't
watch
watch Captain America Winter Soldier,
Nah,
then,
I haven't watched
then
that.
you missed the absolute best film of the entire franchise without context, leading you one way or the other. It is a James Bond movie where James Bond has been infused with the greatest fucking steroids that humankind has ever created. It's all it is. It is a fucking spy thriller that fucking keeps you on the fucking seat of your pants the entire 2.5 hours. And if you haven't watched that, you can watch that. Dude, no, I'm not kidding you, Wes. Go watch
Seems a
that
bit
motherfucker.
nitpicky. I mean, give a Rotten Tomatoes 90%. I don't know. I'm
The problem with, by the way, the problem with Captain America 2 for me is that I've seen it so many times that I don't like it now. It's so good that I watched it to where I'm like
yeah.
too much.
That's
You ate
fair.
too much of that porterhouse. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's the frame of reference. Sarah's right. I'm wrong. I'm already getting it. I'm fucking 5 days into it. I'm already understanding. I'm already understanding this marriage thing. Folks, tonight before you go, we want to give rest in peace and a melancholy trails to, a melancholy trails and a rest in peace only the way the middle class holes can to 90-year-old baseball commentator and play-by-play man for the Milwaukee Brewers, Bob Uecker. I saw a friend of ours, and I won't say his name in code, Ryan Jackson, said today, after a couple lines, he said, I feel like my youth is dying away. A bit of a bittersweet moment because that's what happens. If you live long enough, the people from your youth end up passing away. I had a pretty good story thinking about Bob Uecker, aside from the fact that he plays great characters in Major League 1 and 2, where he says Serrano is going to need a rocket up his ass to catch that one. Bob Uecker called Game 1 of the ALCS in 1996 alongside Joe Morgan and Brian Gumbel. Damn it. Why can't I remember it? White guy. Does the Olympics.
Bob Costas.
Bob Costas. Where Jeter hits the home run, quote unquote home run. Jeffrey Mayer pulls it back, and Bob Uecker actually a couple times had said he needs to be that kid needs to be escorted out of the stadium. Dave Johnson needs to be thrown out of the game. I remember it quite well. I thought, God, he's the only one sticking up for the Orioles. But I don't know. There was a lot more to Bob Uecker than what I knew of him. I've seen a couple 30 for 30s, and some ESPN has done some really good things for him in the last few years. But kind of like a weird soundtrack of my youth, if you will.
Dude, Bob Uecker was like, he was a character. I mean, that's it. Like, I mean, that what he did in Major League, like,
Yeah.
it's what he did in real life. Like, that was the way he called a game. He wasn't really playing. And I sent you guys the clip of Norm Macdonald and Artie Lang, like, talking about hanging out with Bob. Dude, watch his Johnny Carson fucking interviews. They're awesome. He was a guy that was so intriguing and just had so much charisma that a subpar baseball player had all of these opportunities post-career because people just wanted to fucking, like, be around him. What's that motherfucker gonna say next? That whole story that Norm and Artie tell about him hitting the cough button to, like, call out hot chicks in the in the stadium. Like, I've worked on radio. I've worked with a cough button. I would not have the balls to try to do something like that. like, anyway, the uke. I mean, fucking Mr. Belvedere. Where'd that come from?
Oh, yeah.
That's probably the first place I knew him from. I probably knew him from
funny.
Mr. Belvedere before I learned that he played Major League Baseball. And then to go on and have that fucking career. And by the way, I did see like a, I don't know if it was a 30 for 30 or just a documentary, but he's been boys with the players this entire time. A 90-year-old guy coming to the locker room shooting the shit with 20-year-old guys. It takes a special mind to be able to relate to people fucking 60, 70 years younger than
60,
you.
70 years your junior. Yeah, no, that's a really good point.
I mean, you guys have covered it pretty much all. Major League is no, I mean that's fine. Major League was like formative. I was a young man, but I still know that like I hear the music when the movie kicks on, and they're that whole fucking like sweeping panning through fucking working Cleveland as they're up the Cuyahoga River, right? Like so. No, and you made reference to a line, and so I really just the line that always stuck with me as a baseball player, and like it just from that movie always geeked me the fuck out was when Haywood fucking absolutely crushes one, and he said Haywood swings and crushes this one towards South America, and fucking I just thought fucking what a brilliant fucking line. Like
That's the way he says it. And crushes this one towards South America. Like,
yeah.
and by the way,
The delivery.
I feel like every commentator who has had the pleasure and the honor of calling any postseason game on a national level
Yeah.
that has either seen a wild pitch or a ball that's way outside the strike zone, just a bit outside.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is no baseball line like from a real game that is more fucking prominent than that one.
Right.
Good Lord. The delivery.
What's he say? Ball 4? Ball 8. Ball 12. Vaughn is walked. The base is loaded on 12 straight pitches.
Major League 2 is wildly underrated. Randy Quaid plays a
It's true.
great role in that.
He does.
And you brought up a good point. You said, dude, the music, especially the music before the one-game playoff against the Yankees, it gets everyone pumped up. They show downtown Cleveland. They show aerial views of Cleveland Municipal Stadium, and then it all of a sudden cuts to Milwaukee County Stadium where the Brewers played, because it was cheaper to film the game in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
And then did you know no scene from any major league takes place in any baseball park in Cleveland?
Yeah.
One of them takes place in Baltimore because I
That's
know
right.
this.
Number 2, yeah.
Major League 2.
Because Jacobs Field was being built, and they wanted to do something that looked like it.
Yep.
And
They filmed a couple scenes in Fells Point.
My brother happened to be at that game, and so it's somewhere of the mass of like 30,000 people is my brother at some point. He's there
awesome.
somewhere as an extra.
What's the okay, hold on. What's the movie with Chris Rock where he's running for president?
Oh, I don't remember what it's called.
I know what you're talking about.
It's a Head of State.
Yeah, that's it.
I went to a game with my dad where they were doing takes of him throwing out the first pitch, and they had him do it like 3 or 4 times. And they're like, "Okay, we're gonna tell you what to cheer, yeah!" And Chris Rock did the same thing every time, like kind of like waved to everyone and threw the pitch, and then they allowed him to get on mic, which mind you, it's 2003. I'm 21. I'm like, all right, cool. He's gonna say something fun, and he goes, "Man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I love the Orioles. Man, this town's one of the only places that has a black mascot. God bless you." And me and my dad drank 15 beers each.
Nice.
But anyway, rest in peace, Bob Uecker. Folks, we appreciate your time here at the Middle Class Holes. We'll be back next week with our good friend and legal counsel, Adam Calvert, on Asking for a Friend. So for all of you people who think you might or might not be in trouble, perhaps you have child support payments, parole, probation.
I feel like this is like the Jerry Springer version of the A-Team opening. You have child support payments. Do you have legal troubles? You might need
mesothelioma.
Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's gonorrhea. We're going to court.
Barry.
Good night, everybody.
Sometimes I may need a hand when I'm just too drunk to stand. I don't need your sympathy, keep your judgment too. Cause you just give it a little pull, and my dick's strong like bull, ready to satisfy my woman the whole night through. I get drunk most every day. Everyone knows Scooter is a gay. But I'm still riding like a pup. I fell down, but my dick's still up. I fell down, but my dick's still up. I fell down, but my dick's still